What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here on Madden 25 here with another free agency rebuild, and today we have the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks have had a very eventful offseason, and funny enough, you guys may have saw it in the community tab. I had this video scheduled to upload on Saturday, but then Cooper Kupp news dropped, and I felt like, oh, well, now I need to delete the video because Cooper Kupp's not going to be in it. And it's a pretty big move, so here we are trying to record it again and doing it all over. So as long as there's no big other addition for the Seahawks, this one will go up. Obviously, the draft is still to come, and we're going to be doing all 32 teams once the draft is over. Let's go ahead and jump in and do this free agency Seattle Seahawks rebuild and talk about what they've done so far. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 87% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that 87%, want to change that as we're on the road to 10,000 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and start off with what we have on the roster already. So this is what they've done in free agency to this point. So obviously, Geno Smith and DK Metcalf have been traded. Cooper Kupp has been added through free agency after the Rams had cut him, and the Rams brought in, of course, as we know, Devontae Adams, and Cooper Kupp is now in Seattle. Never thought Cooper Kupp would be in Seattle, but I wasn't aware he was from Washington, so that makes a ton of sense. So maybe I should have, I guess, planned ahead and maybe knew that Cooper Kupp going to Seattle was a possibility. So we also have Dron Reed re-signed and Ernest Jones re-signed. Now, we don't have DeMarcus Lawrence on the roster just yet, simply because, obviously, he's injured. Well, it's not obvious, but he's injured, and you can't trade for injured players in Madden, so that is still to come, but that's coming here in just a second. And then as far as who else they've brought through free agency, it's only two guys, I believe, or no, three guys, actually. So it's Sam Darnold, obviously, as we know, MVS, and Josh Jones. So Sam Darnold does have funny enough, we traded Sam Darnold or Geno Smith to the Raiders. So I don't even know why they're trying to acquire Sam Darnold, but they are. It'd be kind of funny if they're paying both those guys, but hopefully Sam Darnold just signs with us because that would make it the most easiest. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And he does, thankfully. Okay, so now MVS should sign, and boom. So that is done. And now we just have to wait till we can sign DeMarcus Lawrence, but I'll probably just head to the draft, add him to the team, and then we can kind of look at what we're looking at. But we'll have some extra draft picks, obviously, from the Geno and DK trade. So this should be a very eventful draft coming up. And for those of you who are wondering on how I get these rosters to be accurate when a guy signs with their team again, basically all you do is you just trade a late pick. This is the best way to do it. Unfortunately, there's no trade override in Madden, so this is kind of our trade override. So what I have done already is I moved DeMarcus Lawrence to punter, and it makes it easy to trade for them. And then you just switch them back to the right position, obviously. So Lawrence will now be out of the roster. You go change him back. It's that simple. I know I've gotten a few questions about what roster do I use. Right now, I'm not really using a roster at all. All I do is start from the Super Bowl like usual, and I just manually make the roster accurate for the rebuild I'm doing. Obviously, I can't make the roster accurate across the league. I wish I could. I wish that was an option. Unfortunately, it isn't. We really can't get into things being accurate across the league until the draft is over, which definitely sucks, but it is what it is. So we'll move DeMarcus Lawrence back to his right position. I don't even remember if I was supposed to move him to left end or right end, but whatever. So now let's take a look at this roster, and we can kind of dive deep into what we truly need going into the draft. So Sam Darnold under center with Cooper Kupp, JSN. We have MVS, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Lucas, Noah Fant, and then Charles Cross. So obviously the interior of the offensive line is probably where we need the most help, so that might be something we really focus on in the draft. Defensively, we obviously now have Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, DeMarcus Lawrence on that D-line. We have Tariq Woolen. We have Devin Witherspoon. We have Julian Love. We definitely need a strong safety going forward. We have Boy Mafe, Knight, Terrence Jones, Derek Hall. So, why did I say Terrence Jones? I think I just combined two names. Terrence Jones. I don't even know why the hell I just said that. Ignore what I just said. Terrence Knight, I think, is what I meant to say, which isn't even true. Tyrese Knight. But yeah, I think I combined Ernest Jones. I don't know. Maybe, wait. I'm confusing myself. I thought I said Terrence. Maybe I didn't. Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight, or whatever. And now we can just jump in the draft. I'm done. I'm just lost for words right now. Let's just jump in because I'm clearly botching some names. But with that all being said, interior line is a main issue. Another middle linebacker and a strong safety. As I punch the mic, I'm all out of sorts right now, guys. All right, 18th pick. Let's lock in. What are we doing? So lock in at pick number 18. The Bengals picking before us, who just paid T. Higgins and Jamar Chase at the same time. Very interesting decision. They're getting a lot of hate for it, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we can get with our first round pick. So we have Malachi Starks. We do need a strong safety. I don't hate that. We can also take Tate Radledge here and take a strong safety in round 2 potentially. But But I do think Malachi Starks fills a need immediately. So I am going to start this draft with the elite speed, strong safety. So welcome to the Seattle Seahawks, Malachi Starks, 7th overall pick, drafted him 18. Not a bad start by any means. So that's going to be a big need filled after we cut Rayshawn Jenkins. So now for 2 extra second rounders in the second round. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. O-line is probably what we need to look at here. So we have Josh Connolly. We have JT Hampton. We don't really need any ends right now. I feel decent about what we have, but obviously we'll address that in the future. Stutzman, Barrett Carter, Donovan Jackson. So I do think I'm going to take Josh Connolly, and I'm going to hope Donovan Jackson's available at our other second rounder, because that would be 2 really good picks back to back to fill out our O-line. So Josh Connolly, first one. We can move him into left guard, and then we can take Donovan Jackson if he falls to 53, which I assume he will. He does. So Hampton goes, and then we get to pick at 53. We obviously aren't in the market for a running back because we have K9. So we'll go ahead and take Donovan Jackson here with this selection. So welcome to the Seahawks, Donovan Jackson. Now we should have 2 extra third rounders. So I think if with one of those third rounders, we probably should take a corner to add. Our corner duo is really good, but adding a third corner would be helpful. And then potentially another middle linebacker or a pass rusher if we like the idea. It just depends which one's available. So we have Kevin Winston, Denzel Burke, and then you got Cornelius, Marshall. So Burke or Marshall. I think I'm taking Marshall a few times, so I do think I'm going to look at Denzel Burke at Ohio State. A press, C-man, B zone. Speed is good. I think I'm going to take Denzel Burke to be that third corner for us. So welcome to the Seahawks. 61 in true value, 91 speed. Should add great amount of poise to our secondary. And now for 82 in this one from the Geno Smith trade. Let's go see what we can get with this. So preferably we could take a linebacker here. It doesn't matter really which position as long as they fit what we're trying to do. We have Leonard Barton. We have Kobe King. Or do we want to take another offensive lineman, which I'm not opposed to either. We also have David Bailey out of Stanford, speed rusher, or Jamon Johnson. So I think I'm going to take David Bailey here. A zone, B tackle, but obviously we'll be going after quarterback in this scheme. We also could move in middle linebacker because his coverage is really good. So kind of a, I guess, versatile player. So I like this one to end off this draft pick for us. Now, let the assistant GM take care of the rest, and we'll see what the lineup is looking like for year 1 with Sam Darnold leading the charge. So here's what the lineup is looking like for year number 1. Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Cooper Kupp, JSN, MVS. We have Charles Cross, Donovan Jackson. I moved Bradford to the center position for now, but we'll probably more than likely change that in the future. Connolly at the right guard, Abraham Lucas, and Noah Fant. And then obviously and then MVS is our third wide receiver if I didn't say that already. Defensively, we have Love, Hall, Bailey, Knight, Ernest Jones, Boy Mafe. We still have Nwosu as well. Malachi Starks, Tariq Woolen. Burke is a 74 overall right away out of the draft, which is awesome. Lawrence, Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, Ron Reed. So pretty damn good team all around, honestly. So this team should be successful in the simulation, but I guess we'll have to see if it does work out that way. So I'm going to leave the playbooks the same for now, but if I feel like I need to change them in the future, I certainly will. We'll just hope that Sam Darnold can excel in the Seattle playbook. We'll find out here in just a second. Let's semi to the playoffs. 84 defense, 81 offense. Hopefully this team does pretty good, but we shall see. So unfortunately, at the end of year number 1, we finish up at 8 and 9. So we do not make the playoffs, basically, in summarization. So playoffs does not happen for us, which is disappointing to say the least. But we'll have to take a look at how good our offense was and how good our defense was. And maybe a simple playbook change could really put this team back on track. But we'll have to see. We can also see who obviously went on the Super Bowl. So it's Chiefs and Eagles again. It looks like the Eagles won back-to-back because usually that score is wrong at the top for whatever reason. It's always flipped. I don't know why. But let's take a look at, yeah, I see the Eagles won 42-21. Offensively, we're 27th in the NFL, which is not great. And then defensively, we were 3rd. So defensively, we were good, but Sam Darnold had really bad stats, almost Jameis Winston type numbers, just not as many touchdowns. But we had JSN with 1,000 yards, Cooper Kupp with 800, MVS with 600. Probably could use a third wide receiver and an upgrade at tight end as well. Leonard Williams, 7 sacks, 2 from Knight, and then 1.5 for Byron Murphy, 1 from Ernest Jones, 1 from Mafe. So our pass rushers really didn't get involved too much. Leonard Williams was like the only one, which sucks, but it's all good. So let's get back to the drawing board. We have $94 million in cash space, so we honestly should be able to fix what we need to fix with this amount of money. But let's see who is all a free agent. We have Kenneth Walker, which, yeah, that one's pretty important, so let's keep him around, our starting running back. Then we have Tariq Woolen, same, and Witherspoon. Witherspoon might be a 5th-year option, though, which I'm pretty sure it is if I remember correctly from Saturday. Yes, him and JSN are 5th-year options. So definitely would like to keep both of them. And then we have Boy Mafe, which I feel like we could do better at that spot. And then Lucas, Noah Fant, Kobe Bryant. Okay, so we'll resign Lucas, and we'll get him back. So he'll come back, which is nice. And then, do we want to bring Noah Fant, or are we going to go for a different tight end? I'll give him a contract if he accepts a neutral offer. He does. So Noah Fant could at least be our 2nd tight end. But other than that, I think we'll let the rest of these guys walk. And now let's just get to seeing what we could do in free agency with $46 million of cap space. But having extra draft picks definitely puts us ahead from last year. So 47 million, 8-9 on the season. But let's see what we need to address. So offensively, the one thing I definitely know we need is, well, Cooper Kupp regressed even more. But we definitely need a 3rd wide receiver. MVS is not it. But we have Donovan Jackson, Connolly, Lucas. So this all looks pretty solid. So I'll take that. We definitely could use a tight end and a center and a wide receiver 3. Defensively, we're much better on this side of the ball. But DeMarcus Lawrence retired already. Damn. Or was he just not? He must have retired already. Which definitely sucks because he just signed. But I'm going to have to assume he retired. I think, yeah, let's go lead transactions. Let's see retirements. So did he retire? Oh, whoops. I'm in the NFL right now. So let's go to retire. There it is. And did he retire on us, or did I just not see him in the re-signing stage? I don't see him so far unless if I passed him. Hold on. Let me go to the Seahawks. Did he retire? Yeah, he did. Okay. So he retired, which sucks because I would have loved to have seen him play through that, but whatever. Nothing I can do about it now. I don't think he retired on Saturday when I did this video, so that kind of is unfortunate. But at least we have Jerron Reed to step up in his role to start there, so that helps out a little bit. Byron Murphy, Jerron Reed. So I probably won't worry about this. We could probably draft a guy still. Corner room and secondary. Honestly, I don't think I'll mess with the secondary at all. Definitely need a pass rusher for sure. If we can get an elite one, that would be ideal. We can move Bailey to middle linebacker too if we wanted to, but we'll figure it all out. Let's jump into free agency and see what there is for us to sign. So actually, we're going to go ahead and cut Nwosu for a certain reason. I think this will free us up enough money to go after a certain player I'm looking at in free agency, and you guys take a look at what else we're going for. So if we go take a look at what we're after, you'll see maybe one of them in just a second. Just kidding. You don't have any spoilers just yet. But one of the guys I want to go after is Jalen Phillips. If we can bring him in, that'd be great. Okay, so we can only offer a neutral contract, so hopefully he accepts that. If he doesn't, then whatever, we draft him. But looks like we're someone offer right now, but we'll see if he signs that. So we're going for Jameson Williams, Phillips, Ferguson, and Conor McGovern. So this is going to address everything we need on the offense side of the football to give Sam Darnold as much success as possible. And then obviously Phillips is just another nice addition as a pass rusher. So we will get Phillips, maybe not to sign, but we'll see if he changes his mind. We're his 2nd offer, and it's looking like we're not going to get him if I had to guess. And he does not. Okay, so no worries. That's fine. That still leaves us with enough money to go after whatever we need to go after in the draft. So to me, when it comes to the draft, it's probably going to be an all-defense draft, really. I mean, I think I like the offense enough to where I don't really want to address anything else. Ferguson's exactly what we need at tight end. McGovern replaces our center spot. Maybe you could argue a different tackle, but I would really like to just add more to this defense because defense, as we know, wins championships. So let's jump into the draft and let's see if we can have ourselves a great draft and we can build from what we have done already. So we're picking at number 16. So ideally, a really good pass rusher falls into our laps because that's kind of what we need the most. But let's take a look to kind of see what we got going on here. So we have TJ Parker, who I always seem to get. So I'd prefer to draft somebody else if possible. We could draft our center, but we signed one already. I told you this would be an all defensive draft. So Anthony Hill Jr. out of Texas. I wouldn't mind upgrading my middle linebacker position either. So speed is great, and he's got A-man, A-zone. Sign me up. So we'll go first round middle linebacker, 13 in true value, drafting to 16. So pretty good selection there, which is awesome. So that'll be a really good pick to start things off here at number 16. And now let's go take a look to see what we get in the 2nd round. So in round 2, we still have pick 48. So what we got here? So we have Drew Aller, York. We have Samuel, which I don't mind that idea. So that probably is where we're going to go with this, or Perkins, either way. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take Samuel here. Should be a really good pick to add to the pass rushing core. Speed is elite. So welcome to the Seahawks, Samuel. So that's 2 linebackers already that we've taken. But as I told you, it's going to be an all defensive draft. TJ Hicks almost fell to our lap at 48, which would have been nice. I think I got him in the Broncos video yesterday, but really would not have minded taking him again. So now we have York on the board. We have Etta, which actually I do like the idea of taking Etta because Dron Reed is going to be great forever. So let's take, Etta to learn behind Dron Reed for a year. Then maybe he'll be ready next year as long as we don't go win a Super Bowl next year. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the playbook absolutely to make our offense better. Our defense was good last year, so I'm going to leave that the way it was. But if we can have Sam Darnold playing better, I kind of know what playbook I want to run, but we'll see if running this playbook will fix what we had last year. So this year we're an 84 overall, 85 offense, 84 defense. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup going into year number 2. Obviously, our offense looks much better with Jameson Williams. We also drafted a tackle who's a 67 overall, but maybe develops into something. Added Ferguson, Jameson Williams, and we got Kevin Concepcion, which is nice. Charbonnet. We also got, is that Leonard Moss? No. Is it? No, Le'Veon Moss. I've never heard of him. So out of Texas A&M. Who's Leonard Moss? I think I just made up a name in my head, man. I'm doing really bad with names today. Defensively, we got Julian Love, Anthony Hill, who is really good right away. So that's awesome. Etta, who's just buried in the depth chart right now, but eventually he'll probably take over for Dron Reed. Stark's already up to an 86 overall, which I didn't notice, but our defense should be really good once again, if I had to guess. Offensively, this is where we struggled last year, and I'm going to change the playbook. And I know exactly which one I want to run in honor of the Bengals agreeing to 2 contracts with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's not in honor of that. Simply, I want Sam Darnold to be as good as Joe Burrow. I don't know if that'll work out that way, but that is my hope, and that is my goal. So I will see you guys at the end of year 2, where I'm hoping our offense is much better. So let's see if it works out, and it works that way, but fingers crossed it does, but we'll see. So at the end of year 2, it doesn't look like the Bengals playbook worked for us, unfortunately. Ernest Jones led the league, or was close to leading the league in tackles, but we were not good once again. So far, offensively, we were actually better, technically. I guess we just weren't good. Defensively, were we bad? Wow, we were horrible on defense. Quite surprised by that. 37-13, so it's kind of literally the opposite of last year. We were really good on defense, but sucked on offense. This year, we were really good on offense, sucked on defense, which is weird because look at, dude, JSN had 23 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Like, there's not much more you'd want. That's crazy. How did this team, why was our defense so bad? I don't know. Whatever, I guess it is what it is. So I feel like we have a really good defense, a lot of good talent there. It just didn't simulate well, I guess. I don't know if there's going to be much more I can do to this team. Because we're kind of in a good spot as is. Maybe we need to, I don't know, because offensively, so it looks like the Bengals playbook worked. It's just the defense did not work last year, which is strange because year 1 they were so damn good. So I figured we'd build on that, but not at all. So only $34 million in cash space. The Ravens and the Lions were in the Super Bowl. But again, I'm not expecting a whole lot of movement. I'm hoping to just re-sign everybody and hope the simulation's better. Charles Cross, Byron Murphy, Charbonnet, Derek Hall, Leonard Williams. Okay, so there's a few free agents to worry about here, but let's go ahead and start off, obviously, with the most important one. This is the guy that, wow, this is going to be all of our money down the drain, though. So he wants to play for a new team. No, thank you. You have to come back. I don't care. So Byron Murphy, thankfully, is just a 5th-year option. And now we're going to have to lose Charbonnet, which is fine, and we'll lose Derek Hall. Might lose Leonard Williams as well, which definitely sucks, but at this point, what can I really do? I mean, I could technically, like, restructure some contracts, but he's 33 at this point. I don't know. What do we want to do? So let's go take a look at dev traits and the overall, just in general, because our defense was bad, so maybe letting Leonard Williams walk isn't the worst thing to do. But do we want to go all in on restructuring contracts is the question. So let's see. We have, offensive. Sam Darnold's not a superstar dev, by the way. So, like, what more could you want? So offensively, I don't think I'll be touching anything. Cooper Kupp's down, obviously, which sucks. JSN's also superstar dev. So Bengals playbook really paid well. Defensively, Ernest Jones, superstar dev now. Leonard Williams already was. Byron Murphy, superstar dev. And Etta. So, and Reed is come down. Wait, can we cut Jerron Reed and save some money to go after Leonard Williams then? $5 million. So not much. And then Julian Love, did I just see that right? Is he superstar X Factor now? Or am I tripping? Defensively, he is, in fact, superstar X Factor. So, yeah, a lot of talent on this defense. What we truly need is a really good pass rushing linebacker. I think that's really what we're missing right now. We're going to be losing Derek Hall in free agency. So I'm hoping that there's a good one, I guess, in free agency. So let's just go ahead and restructure some contracts anyway, unless there's some obvious cut to worry about, which to me there's not. I mean, we could cut Cooper Kupp, but I'd like to keep him for that 3rd wide receiver role. So let's just go restructure some contracts. Let's go all in. Why not? So $90 million freed up. And then Jameson Williams would free up $5 million, which we'll do. And then Tyreek Woolen would free up another $5 million. So that's another amount of money. And Charbonnet or Devin Witherspoon's got 1 year left. Okay, so not much more we can do after that. All right, so that'll be what we have left. So the hope is either we're able to sign a linebacker in free agency at that pass rushing spot, or we can trade for it. Either way. So that will give us $20 million to work with. Should give us a plenty amount of money to trade for one. But do we have enough money to sign one, though, is the question. That'll be the ultimate goal. But if we can add that, I think this team is a contender next year, especially with the way Sam Darnold just played, if he can keep that up with the Bengals playbook. So, Jair Alexander. Okay, so we have Zaven Collins, which is not really what I was looking for. But Jair is great, but we don't need that necessarily. So, there's not a good one in free agency. So, I do think we're going to be going all in on a trade right now. So, I will show you once I have that trade in order. So I want to see if we can trade for the veteran Alex Highsmith to add to this team. Obviously, someone who could definitely get after the quarterback for us as we're going all in on the season. So what does a second rounder do for the Steelers here for Alex Highsmith? Not quite there. What about a second and a third for Alex Highsmith? Pass rushers do cost a lot. So that is so far what our offer is. Fourth rounder as well. Or do we just simply trade our first rounder and not worry about trading so many draft picks? So we'll go another fourth and see what they say. And okay, so you know what? Screw it. Let's just throw a first rounder at them. I wouldn't recommend doing this in real life, but I'm trying to get a really good pass rusher here. Alex Highsmith is a superstar X Factor, only 30 years old, so sign me up. They should accept that, and they do. Again, not recommended in real life at all. I would never do that for a 30-year-old. I mean, yeah, 30-year-old. If he was younger, absolutely, but he's not, obviously. So, but Alex Highsmith, you can't argue, doesn't complete what we needed on this defense, in my opinion. So, this should be a good team again. I'm probably just going to skip right. Actually, let's jump in the draft pick with our second rounder at least. Let's go see if we can get in the draft. I was thinking about skipping it because we have such a good team already, but we might as well. I'm actually really mad that Saturday's video couldn't go up because I really felt like that one came out really well because I traded, well, this is before obviously Cooper Kupp was added, but I got Odafe in free agency, now that I remember, in that one because I saw I could have traded for him, but the Ravens were so negative in cap space I couldn't do it. But I got Odafe in free agency to reunite him with Mike McDonald. And then I actually traded for Michael Pittman in that one, too, to reunite him with Sam Darnold, two college teammates. So it was kind of cool. But unfortunately, the video could never see the light of day because of Cooper Kupp. But we got an early second rounder, I guess middle second rounder, really. But we have a tight end. We don't need that right now. We have running backs. We have a D tackle, free safety. I honestly don't even really know. I mean, the one position we could truly upgrade is the center spot. But I don't really see anything that I love here. So just give me another free safety to add to this defense. And I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of the rest. So I'll see you guys with a lineup for year 3. And we'll just simply look at this and hope that year 3 is our year. Because we've had a good offense, a good defense, separate years. Now let's bring that together. And let's have it at the same time, ideally. So at the end of the season, we finally make the playoffs, going in 12-5, and we win our division. JSN once again had another terrific season, which is awesome. So Sam Darnold led the league in passing yards as well, and JSN was 3rd in receiving yards. So that's awesome to see. But player stats, we had offensively 4th in the NFL. This is what we wanted. And then defensively, we were 8th in the NFL. So we had 42-5 from Sam Darnold, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards from Kenneth Walker, 1,500 yards and 19 touchdowns from JSN. Cooper Kupp with 10 as well, and Jameson Williams with 900. So I've learned that if you need your offense to be productive, just switch it to Cincinnati's playbook, I guess. So Alex Highsmith comes over, gives us 8.5 sacks, 6 from David Bailey, our young player. Byron Murphy with 8.5, 5 from Leonard Williams, 3.5 from Eno Etta, and then 2 from Ernest Jones. We had 4 interceptions from Starks, 2 from Anthony Hill, and 2 from Devin Witherspoon. Anthony Hill, by the way, is a star dev, middle linebacker. Okay, but 86 overall. So the expectation is obviously a deep playoff run and potentially a Super Bowl victory. So let's go see if we can start that off on the right note by beating the Dallas Cowboys at home, but we'll see. So to kick off wildcard weekend, we're starting off facing Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. So Dak versus Sam Darnold. So let's see how this goes. We start off with the ball, and we will get an interception off of them, and we'll go up 7-0. But the Cowboys respond 7-7. We'll respond as well 14-7. Get the ball here, and they kick a field goal, but we looked like we're about to score another interception. A lot of interceptions so far. 10-17, but Dallas will tie it. So fourth quarter time, 24-17, and defense allows a tie with 54 seconds left. So all we need to do is get in field goal range, and we can win this game. So that seems simple enough. So let's see if I can't come out here and make that happen. So actually, let's start with a run play. We'll see what Dallas can do to get against Kenneth Walker. Good blocks, and we're getting up the middle. Oh my goodness. What the hell did Kenneth Walker just do? I almost want to get down here. I'm just going to get down. Let's just get down. Oh, did I fall? No, we did not. So all we got to do is kneel this out. But I could have just scored there. But shout out to K9, dude. Holy moly. What a freaking play. But we're going to try to burn as much clock as possible. I could get in here, but it's going to go down and make Dallas burn those timeouts. That way they have none left. So now we can do a toss, and we can middle center this or whatever, and we can let the clock bleed. So we're going to get TFL'd anyway, so that's fine. TFL me, that's fine. So 37 seconds left, and all we need to do is call a play, and we'll be able to kick a field goal here in just a second. So unless they just let me walk in the end zone here, but we won't be able to. So I'm going to no huddle this and hope the clock doesn't bleed out completely. So boom, that works out extremely well. I'm going to run it one. Actually, no. We're just going to kick our field goal. So let's not even try to run the ball anymore. We don't want no fumbles. But K9 just put us in position to win that freaking game, dude. What a freaking run, dude. We got up the middle, and that's all she wrote after that. So let's call our timeout. Kick this bad boy inside the post, and we're going to divisional weekend. So just like that, game over. Bye, Dallas, and I'll see y'all in divisional round. And now we get to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in divisional weekend. So Sam Darnold versus Baker Mayfield, two teammates from the same draft class. If we remember, they ended up in Carolina together as well after they both got shipped off their former teams. And we will be, okay, so it's 7-0 Tyke Woolen with a huge interception, and we will go tie it 7-7. It was looking pretty dangerous there for a second for us, but so far 7-7 game. Need a score out of the half. We don't get it. What about now? 14-14. That would look great, and it does happen. 14-14. And again, we're literally in similar position to last time against Dallas. It was more of a tie game last time, if I remember. Was it tied? I don't even remember now. But we got to get in field goal range at least, or just have a walk-off touchdown either way. I would... Ooh, this is dangerous. Honestly, I'm kind of stupid for throwing that, not going to lie. So John Parker Romo, but, I mean, technically he was open, but the ball was sailed, and if that would have been picked, then that's game over. But it's all good. We are able to escape with no nothing happening. So nothing happened. That's all that matters. All right. So Jameson Williams is so fast. I'm just going to give him a chance to just make it happen, and he does. That's exactly what we needed. Burn as much clock as possible. Get in. Now we have to hope our defense is good enough to get us to stop, and they are. So just like that, 2 walk-off. Well, I guess the K9 run could have been a walk-off technically, but I didn't want to give Dallas a chance to tie it up. So now we're headed to the NFC Championship after 2 interesting wins. Let's see who is awaiting us in the NFC Championship. And we all kind of knew where this was headed. It is, in fact, the Battle of the Birds, if that was your guess. Jalen Hurts versus Sam Darnold, Eagles versus Seahawks. And we get a stop to start things off, and we will go up 3-0. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. 7-3. Eagles score the first touchdown. We get a pick from Julian Love. And now they score another field goal. I don't know if field goals are going to get it done, Darnold. I need you to wake up and put touchdowns on the board. Okay, so we have another chance here. We will tie it 14-14. Get a stop, and we have good field position. We do nothing with it. We score in a walk-off fashion, 17-14. We get an intercept, or no, just a sack from Alex Highsmith. And just like that, we're headed to the Super Bowl. So Alex Highsmith gave us the sack of the century to punch our ticket to the Super Bowl. So he was well worth the cost. Now I will see you guys in the bowl. And of course, to no one's surprise, as far as who's representing the AFC for the Super Bowl, it is the Kansas City Chiefs, and they will go up 7-0 to start things off. We will tie it up, though, 7-7. And now we get a stop on defense after they miss a field goal, and we will take advantage of the field position, 14-7, have the ball at a half, and we'll go up 21-7. So far, this is looking great. If we can keep the foot on the pedal, the Chiefs will make it 21-15. We need to get some score, 24-15, and that's all she wrote. So just like that, a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold leading the charge has happened in the 3rd season. So Mahomes goes home empty-handed in the Super Bowl once again, and we get it done. So shout out to Sam Darnold. Shout out to JSN. The Bengals playbook, also shout out to that. Sam Darnold ended up winning MVP as well, I saw before I jumped into this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying... Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.